everybody? Welcome to another amazing episode of Disney Let's Talk. We're going to talk about making a name change as well. Today we will be reviewing and speaking on the new Spider-Man Homecoming trailer. Your host today will be myself, of course, JCPV87, along with
Angry Pencil. How's it going, guys? On our third episode, I'm actually kind of bummed I didn't get a chance to make it to the second episode, but I had a new baby coming. So.
Yeah, and also, ironically, his son's name is Parker.
Yeah, that kind of shows you how much of a Spider-Man fan I actually am.
So what we're going to do this episode is Dennis is actually going to take the reins on this one. I will be kind of filling in, and he will be leading the way on this trailer.
Yeah, so we'll essentially just get right down to it. Now, with this trailer, it's funny. The first thing I'd like to say is, even though this is our third Spider-Man in, let's say, about 15 years now, when he first came out, I'll admit I was a little iffy when they announced him in Civil War, but he kind of grew on me. I was kind of a Andrew Garfield fan. I liked his version of Spider-Man better than I liked Tobey Maguire's. So for some of you who might be a little like, what the fuck, it's just my opinion on that one.
I feel like Tobey Maguire was too much of a weirdo. I mean, I enjoyed him as Spider-Man. It was good and all, but he just seemed too much of a weirdo and too much of a wuss looking.
Well, I mean, he. Go ahead.
Because like from what I see about Spider-Man, for me growing up, Spider-Man has never really. He's been this nerdy, smart dude and everything like that, inexperienced at times, but learning. But he's never seemed super wussy or kind of lame looking or like that. And that's how Tobey Maguire sold it to me. And I kind of didn't enjoy that really about it.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I did like the first Spider-Man movie. I thought the first one was probably my favorite one out of the three.
No, it was good, yeah.
Yeah, the third one was terrible. Don't even want to get started on that. Second one wasn't bad. But I liked Andrew Garfield's version just because he had an interesting concept about him. It just seemed a little more, I don't know, real. And, I mean, a lot of people didn't like his version because one of the biggest complaints they had about it was the fact that he was too cool to be Peter Parker.
Yeah.
But, I mean, do you really want to do the same character again and again and again? Yeah. I mean, changing it just a little bit, it's not that bad. They still showed him his intelligence. They still, gave him this kind of, he's always being picked on. He's not really, the popular kid. I mean, and they kind of went fairly good to the comics when it came down to it on certain occasions.
So what about this new guy? How do you feel about him?
So, all right, so the new guy, when they first announced him, I thought, all right, I mean, I'll give him a chance, but, I was still set on Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
I went to go see Civil War. I thought, I watched it, and I was fairly impressed. I kind of liked his concept of how they kind of made him. They kind of did definitely give him the Peter Parker perspective, this young teenager dealing with issues, and you can kind of just tell how it is. I didn't mind the fact that they kind of made him a little bit younger, and they made his Aunt May a little bit younger and hotter. Whatever. It seems like they're kind of taking it from the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon. That's where that was.
Aunt May can get it.
Yeah, definitely. But all right. Besides that, I like him. He started growing on me because I've watched Civil War a couple more times, and I just like his energy, his aura around the characters. Now, for this trailer, we're gonna kind of just break it apart here and there, kind of give you a general idea of what it seems like what's going to happen. But by the looks of it, it seems like it takes place, from the trailer's perspective, it seems like it takes place not too long after Civil War.
Yeah, I'm guessing probably maybe 2-3 months after.
Yeah, not overly a long time, but just like enough to where you're like, where he's kind of just depressed about the fact that he's not doing anything.
Yeah.
And obviously, you guys can see he gets to keep the suit. I think I like the suit. I like the idea with the little button on the spider where it like the suit just comes loose.
Yeah, I actually wanted to talk about that. I thought that was pretty cool that the suit can adjust to whoever's wearing it, technically.
Yeah, that's true, because his friend ends up putting the mask on, and that was funny.
Yeah.
And
imagine a fat ass Spider-Man walking around. So, by the sound of it, it seems like Tony Stark's trying to get him to kind of just not get involved in being a full-time superhero. And kind of just keep him to himself and kind of doing small little crime stuff, nothing major. It also seems like later on in the show, he starts kind of trying to do more because he feels like he should. And things kind of just go wrong. Because what we thought was like an oil tanker, it turns out it's actually a, what do you call it? Like a cruise ship. Yeah.
Right? And I think he tries to stop Vulture, which we'll get into him in a second, and something ends up going wrong, and he ends up trying to save that. And then Iron Man shows up and fixes the problem, and then gets angry with Peter Parker. Ends up taking the suit back, obviously, as you can see. So it seems like he ends up going back to his roots of wearing his old suit.
But see, can you really actually say going back to his roots, because he didn't really have a costume beforehand in the first place.
He kind of did. When they showed it in Civil War, it was a made costume.
Yeah, but
because I remember when
the homemade costume in the trailer looks better than the one that was in the Civil War.
No, that's true. I think. You also got to think about it. In Civil War, they kind of just threw that. It's pretty obvious that they kind of just threw that scene in there real quick.
Yeah, but it kind of reminds me. The homemade outfit he's got in the trailer. It kind of reminds me of almost Scarlet Spider-Man outfit almost.
I guess so. I mean, I could see that. I didn't even think about it like that. I guess that makes sense. But overall, I feel like it just shows that he can tell he's upset because he disappointed Tony, and he feels like he can't do anything without that suit.
I know you're probably not gonna like me saying this, but I feel like from looking at the trailer, I think the movie is going to be okay, but not amazing.
You don't think so?
I don't think it's going to be amazing.
I feel like this is probably going to be one of the best Spider-Man movies that's come out.
I just think it might be a little overhyped. I am happy to see Michael Keaton in the movie. I'm happy to see him in the movie, and then I'm also not happy to see him in the movie.
We're gonna get into in just a second on that. We'll definitely get into that because I wanna ask you. I was actually just gonna ask you about your opinion about Michael Keaton being the villain. But with Spider-Man, I feel like they're not because they want to do something different because they've already done this movie two different ways, and which isn't much of a difference. And obviously, everybody knows they're not doing an origin story because it's already been done twice.
Mm-hmm.
They're more likely dealing with the fact that he's more of a teenager and having teenage problems, which they didn't really do in the other two Spider-Man versions.
I mean, he wasn't really a teenager like this in the last couple of movies. He was 18. Basically, he was either in or going to college in the last couple movies.
Yeah, but this is him if I remember correctly reading about it, he's a sophomore.
Yeah, he's an actual teenager in this one. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not like he's getting ready to graduate. He's a sophomore. So the next couple of movies are actually going to be him still in high school.
Yeah.
But anyway, it just seems like what's going to happen is he's going to try his best to try to win Tony's respect back, and eventually end up working with him, which you see in that little quick clip where he's swinging and Iron Man's with him. And I feel like that's going to be like their end game. So like, it seems like you really need my help, and you've earned the right to actually wear the suit again. So and they go off and do their thing. Overall, I feel like it's going to have a really good story to it. It's interesting that now with Mike Keaton, I feel like it's interesting that they used him as a villain and made him, of all people, the Vulture. Let me ask you, what do you think of the costume for the Vulture?
I can rock with the costume because like there's certain costumes where you have to make that drastic change to, otherwise it'll just look cheesy as shit. Like if you really see somebody wearing green spandex with feathers around their fucking neck and stuff like that, it's gonna be weird looking, cheesy, and kind of suspect. That's just like you don't want to see as much as you think of it, as much as you want to see it, but you can't have it. You don't want to see Logan wearing the yellow jumpsuit in the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, like making a like have it hanging in the closet or something like that, or a poster in the back or something like that, but don't have it actually being worn. It's the same thing with the Vulture. And as Michael Keaton playing it, I like Michael Keaton. I do. Michael Keaton. I fell in love with Michael Keaton.
Do you like Michael Keaton because he was Batman?
That was what put me on to Batman. That's what put me on to Batman when I was young. To Michael Keaton and Batman really when I was younger. But the fact that Michael Keaton is actually a good actor, he can play a villainous role. He's done it before, so I can see him doing it. But at the same time, the reason why I'm kind of also a little upset that he is the Vulture is that means he won't be in any DC movies.
Yeah. Well,
and I kind of wanted him. I kind of wanted him to be like to make a cameo appearance in the Batman films.
Yeah, but then they should have done that in like the Dark Knight series. I feel like there was one thing I remember watching and or reading, and somebody mentioned like it would be cool if they made a Batman Beyond movie and had him come back as old man Bruce Wayne. Old man Bruce Wayne,
I can see that actually.
Which would actually be pretty cool if they did a Batman Beyond movie like that.
Yeah, but there's
obviously
plans for the Batman Beyond movie though.
Yeah, obviously that's not going to happen at the moment. I like his costume. I think they definitely went a good way with it because it like you said, it wouldn't make sense to do him in like a green spandex with like weird wings. It would just look funny.
Yeah.
To him have a hover wing like thing, have essentially like almost like claw-like features on his feet.
It's like Green Goblin's little it's like Green Goblin's little hovercraft on his back or something like that. That's what it kind of looks like to me.
Yeah, yep, pretty much. They almost look like wings. His helmet, I like the fact what they did with his helmet because they kind of still gave him a Vulture-like helmet.
Yeah, I actually like how that looks.
Yeah. So, and I thought that was cool. Overall, I think this is a good villain for him to essentially really debut in the MCU. Technically debuted in Civil War, but this is like his coming out movie.
Yeah.
So I think that'll work well. Giggity. So, like, I think overall, it's going to be a good set of series, like a good series in that movie. The other thing I want to talk about in that movie is this is the only thing I feel like kind of disappoints me. So I hope it works well, but is the actress that is portraying MJ.
Oh, you talking about Zendaya?
Yeah. They make her look like, I'm trying to think best way. They make her look like she's like some kind of punk rockish, like I don't care about what everybody thinks, kind of like just a weird way that they make her seem. It just, I feel like, doesn't fit the MJ thing, and she's not even married.
Well, it's a new day and age, and you know they're trying to stay hip to the ladies and stuff like that.
I guess. I'm not saying she's gonna do bad. I just feel like
I already know what they're gonna do.
Her personality.
From the trailer, from watching the trailer, I already know what they're gonna do. They're making her more seem like an independent female role, because if you know traditionally Mary Jane always need to be saved and this and that kind of bullshit and third and everything like that. And you know nowadays if they do that, they're gonna be like, oh, it's feminism and sexist, they know the girls are gonna be saved and all this bullshit and everything. So you know she's gonna be. I'm not saying she's gonna be fighting, but she's gonna be trying to stand up for herself a lot and hold her own and stand up for herself and shit like that. So.
Yeah.
And that's why she's got the whole kind of punk rockish looking, rebellious kind of teenage stage looking crap.
It seems like, because like when Peter Parker and Mary Jane like essentially first meet, they essentially have like a chemistry going with them.
Yeah.
It seems like with this they're not going to do that yet, or like it just doesn't seem like there's going to be no interest between them. Like,
yeah, I mean, that's understandable. They're the roads that like each other.
Kind of, but if they've known each other for a while, you know what I mean? I'm not saying it has to happen in this movie, but, like, it seems like there's probably going to be, like, no hint, no nothing that they kind of have, like, you can, like, a hint towards, like, a chemistry with each other. I feel like it's not going to have that at all. Which, you know, it is what it is. I mean, like I said, I don't think she's gonna be a terrible person, but I mean, we'll only know until we actually see it. The other thing I want to talk about is they actually cut this off pretty quick in this trailer. They did show him in the first trailer. Is Shocker.
Yeah, I think he's just like he's gonna. I think he might have. Like maybe 15 minutes of screenplay.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna make it seem like he's gonna, like the trailer's gonna make it seem like he's gonna have a lot more than he should. Like for instance, in Civil War, what the hell's his name?
I can't think of his name. He like when he blows up.
He does the all the Tremors and stuff like that. I forget his name. I know you're talking about.
Yeah, he essentially starts. It's what starts Civil War.
Yeah.
In the movie, but he's gonna be probably like that. Like Shocker's gonna be a couple of minutes, you know, and then that'll be it. I mean, but other than that, like I think we, for the most part, I feel like we kind of broke down that trailer. All in all, that trailer gave you a lot more information of where this movie might actually go. I think that overall, I think this movie is it's an MCU movie, so we can't really be disappointed. We really haven't had too many disappointed MCUs.
I mean, there's been some lackluster movies, like you know, like the first Thor.
I mean, not a lot of people are fans of the Thor movies. I mean, I like them for the most part.
But what I'm trying to say is like there hasn't really been any bad Marvel movies. There's been like you know, there's been some like you know, I wouldn't see it again. It was good, but you know, I wouldn't watch it again, type of thing.
Which would be like you said, like Thor.
Yeah.
Like, I could probably watch Thor like once in a blue moon. But I mean, like, think about it. Like, there really hasn't been a movie in the MCU where it's been like, oh, well, that sucked. Like Ant-Man. Ant-Man, I thought was hilarious.
Yeah, actually, I enjoyed that, man. Even though I saw it late, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, like, you kind of got a good humor out of it. Doctor Strange, people weren't sure how they were going to feel about it because it's a character not a lot of people know.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure Spider-Man Homecoming will be pretty good. It'll be good. I believe it's just that I just think right now it may be overhyped.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think it's overhyped because of the fact that this is the first Spider-Man. This is the first time Spider-Man's getting a movie that is connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that's the reason why it's so hyped, because people have been waiting for that. Now all we need to do is throw in Wolverine, and we'd be golden. You know, but that'll never happen. Yeah, I know. It's disappointing.
It's not that it's disappointing. It's not that it's disappointing because I guarantee fucking to you that if Fox does say, fine, you guys can use Wolverine at this price, I will bet you, like, my paychecks for a whole year that fucking Hugh Jackman will come back if it goes to the Marvel Universe.
I mean, he did kind of state that if he had an opportunity to fight with the Avengers, he would probably take the claws on. But
because he's never truly going to stop. Fucking dickhead.
He's gonna stop. He's done. You
know
that, right?
He's not fucking done.
He's done.
He's not fucking done.
The only way he actually wouldn't be done is if he makes like a quick little cameo. If he's the new Stan Lee, and he just makes a quick cameo in like the X-Men series.
Oh man, you know Stan Lee's gonna make a cameo in this Spider-Man.
Oh, I can't wait because he's made. See, that was one of the other things with Stan Lee. I loved his cameo in Amazing Spider-Man, the first one where he's in the library.
Yeah,
that's probably like one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, headphones on and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I think we kind of covered up this trailer pretty well.
Yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for the show. I think we're at 25 minutes or so in.
Give or take, probably about almost 30.
All right. Yeah, so it's time to wrap it up. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and wrap this show up for today. This was a review and our thoughts on the upcoming Spider-Man movie revolving around the Spider-Man trailer. Spider-Man Homecoming, I'm sorry. Let us know what you guys think of if you guys think a Spider-Man movie will be good or not in the comment section below. Feel free to also like and subscribe. This is JCBaby87 and
Angry Pencil.
And we are now ending this podcast on a good note. Stay tuned. We will have another one coming soon on possibly the Justice League trailer next, maybe. All right, guys. Yeah,
later, guys.